Good morning and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu could struggle to secure enough seats in Parliament to stay in power. That's according to early results from Tuesday's election. With almost 90% of votes counted, his right-wing bloc is on course to win 59 seats, 2 short of the threshold. In a surprise development, an Arab party, which was projected to get 5 seats, could hold the balance of power. The final outcome will, among other things, determine the course of Israel's relations with Palestine. The Arab party Ram has not declared whether it will support the efforts of Mr. Netanyahu to form a governing coalition, or those of the bloc of parties opposed to him remaining in office. A 7-year-old girl has been shot dead in Myanmar, becoming the youngest known victim in the crackdown following last month's military coup. Chin Myo Chit's family said she was killed by police while she ran towards her father during a raid on their home in the city of Mandalay. Myanmar's military has been increasing its use of force as protests continue. Rights group Save the Children says more than 20 children are among at least 261 people who have died. Dozens of vessels are currently stuck after a giant container ship became wedged across Egypt's Suez Canal, one of the world's busiest trade routes. Rescue boats are working to free the 400-metre-long vessel, which was knocked off course by strong winds. Egypt says it has reopened the canal's older channel to divert traffic, amid fears it could remain blocked for days. About 12% of global trade passes through the Suez Canal, which connects the Mediterranean to the Red Sea and provides the shortest sea link between Asia and Europe. Brazil's daily COVID-19 death toll has passed 3,000 for the first time, as the virus continues its rapid spread, pushing hospitals close to collapse. The country has reported 298,000 deaths linked to the virus since the start of the pandemic, with experts saying the situation is virtually out of control.
Quero tranquilizar o povo brasileiro.
President Jair Bolsonaro, who has opposed lockdowns and criticised face masks, defended his actions, but protests were held in major cities during his televised address. The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission alleged that Eritrean soldiers killed more than 100 civilians in the city of Aksum in the Tigray region at the end of November. The investigation followed reports of a massacre over 2 days in November in the ancient city, considered sacred by Ethiopia's Orthodox Christians. Eyewitnesses reported bodies remaining unburied on the streets for days. Eritrea has not yet reacted to the report. Congo Republic President Denis Sassou Nguesso has been re-elected with more than 88% of the vote, extending his 36 years leading the Central African oil producer despite a prolonged economic crisis. His closest rival, Guy Kolela, who died hours after the polls closed, received less than 8%. Kolela was being evacuated to France to be treated for COVID-19 when he died. Diplomats and political analysts had expected an easy victory for Mr. Sassou. Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter has been handed a further 6 years and 8 months ban from the game and fined £1 million Swiss francs by the body's ethics committee. Blatter's current ban from the game was due to expire in October, but the latest ban for ethics code violations will take effect from that point. Former FIFA Secretary-General Jerome Valcke was also handed an identical ban and fine. And finally, ice yachters from several countries have gathered in Russia for the DN Ice Sailing Week. Contestants braved Siberian temperatures on the Baikal Lake, with ice yachts skating across the surface reaching speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. Ice yachts have been used in Russia since the 17th century, when they were primarily used for winter fishing. As well as Russians, racers came from Germany, Switzerland and Poland to take part. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.